Happy Saturday, everyone. My name is Jay Morrison, CEO and founder of Morrison Group of Companies, parent company to the historic Tulsa Real Estate Fund, co-founder of the Legacy Center with my wife Ernestine Morrison, and founder of the Jay-Morrison Academy, Inc. 500 twice over, number 13 and number 10 fastest growing educational companies in the country. And I'm sitting here with one of my dear, let me get closer to her, one of my dear sisters and friends, family members, and proteges, Rylonda McClinton. She goes by Shining Diamond Real Estate. She's been branding that since 2014. Shining Diamond Real Estate on Instagram and across all channels and platforms. She's a serial entrepreneur. She is a purpose-driven entrepreneur, nonprofit philanthropist. Met her as an entrepreneur, as a salon owner. She was an online student of ours in 2014, our inaugural Jay-Morrison Academy class, January 8th of 2014. But is also in this context today, outside of being a women empowerment specialist, is a real estate entrepreneur. And last I checked, has done over 68 real estate deals.
71 today.
71 as of today. So let me back that thing up. Live stream, hello.
Hey, look.
Live stream.
Hey, look, do like this. Hey, look, I'll just play with
First
y'all.
that thing, straight from Detroit. What up, though? Straight from Detroit to D-Town, we have Rylonda McClinton, Shining Diamond Real Estate, women empowerment specialist. As of today, having 0 real estate deals in 2014, as of January 8th, joined the Jay-Morrison Academy. Has gotten other mentorship as well. We're not the only mentors in her life, but we kicked it off. God through us kicked this off for Queen to be sitting with us 6 years later in the Black House, a building she co-owns in the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. She's sitting in a building she owns and has done 71 deals in the last 6 years, while starting off with us as a single mom salon owner with 0 understanding of real estate. So that's not inspiration for all y'all of motivation and taking action. And what I want to do before we start. So Queen has challenged me and she don't even know it. She challenged her big brother and her mentor. She don't even know it. And King Gene, the challenge she gave me, we had a spiritual discussion on live stream the other day and yesterday. And what I realized is that I'm very spiritual. I dumb it down sometimes in context of education because I don't want to scare people off. And that's not what God actually called me to do. And so what we're going to start doing, and I used to do this, my first speaking engagement in 2012 at Carteret High School in Carteret, New Jersey, and my other hip-hop to homeless engagements. Before I went on stage and I would teach 1,000 kids, 500 kids about financial literacy credit, same thing I'm teaching y'all. I would teach 11th graders and sometimes 8th graders. I would pray behind the curtain before I went out on stage and ask God to use me as I went and taught those lessons. And I would do that in the original corner classes too. And then I stopped kind of getting out of that and I got into Jay Morrison got this mode, when in reality I ain't got none of this. And all of what I do and what we do in this organization is rooted in God's gift through us. So before we kick off today's class, in whatever spiritual relationship you have with the Creator, however you see Him, her, it, highest power in the universe, African spirituality, Muslim, Islam, Christian, whatever it is, I want to honor that relationship, and we're going to kick our classes off for now on at our organization with some prayer. So that's what we're going to do. So however you pray, looking up, looking down, eyes open, eyes closed, I do want to honor God, who has given us some amazing gifts and opportunity to serve. All right? So Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gathering of today's class. We thank you for the specialness of fellowship around finance. We ask that you use us to be vehicles and vessels for your purpose of abundance for your people. We ask that through our example of leadership, through our example of love and light, that we bring our people closer to you so that they not find our way, but find your way. We ask that you bring us closer to your way to be better leaders and example. And I thank you for the presence and gifts of my sister here, Rylonda, and for all the light she has brought in the world and will continue to bring the world. And I thank you for using me and this organization as vehicles to bring out her gifts to create vehicles of change, and that we all leave a legacy of change and light and leadership for our community. But we just thank you for the anointing on this building, the Black House, anointing on every person in this room, on the machine operators, to those behind the live stream who have their eyes closed, honoring you and praying right now. We know that all power comes to you, and we honor and respect that. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
All right, that's a better way to start the class.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you start a class. So how we're going to kick off today's class is we're going to get into real estate math, which is evaluating deals and crunching the numbers. I'm going to explain to you why it's so important in live streaming and our CBA students and legacy members here, why it's so important to know how to know the numbers and evaluating deals. It'll expand your business. And for those of you who don't see yourself in real estate yet, but just even thinking about buying a home, don't you think it's important to know the value of the home and how you find that value and the value of the cost of the home or improvements to the home or any of that, or any landlords out there, wholesalers out there, house flippers out there, deal syndicators out there? Isn't it important for you to become a real estate math whiz? And for those in the room today, don't you think it's valuable even as an entrepreneur? Whether you're heavily in real estate or just might want to tinkle in it, isn't it valuable to you to know how the numbers work?
Absolutely.
It's business. Yeah. Business is centered around entrepreneurs taking financial risk. Financial risk are only numerical numbers. They're just dollars that mean something to us, right? So Queen, before we get into that part, I want you to kind of speak to our live stream audience in our classroom today. Specifically, I want you to start with our queens, with our women. I want to honor our women with this class. You have been someone that's always stood out to me because as I got to know you over the years, and even in that first year in our school, you were one of the most aggressive students, assertive and consistent students that we had. You were on every call and you asked every question at every chance you got. But you represented, you were honest and vulnerable. Hey, I'm a single mom, I own a salon, I don't know nothing about none of this. I ain't got no shame in asking these questions. I ain't trying to be too cool. I pay my $97 a month and I need something out of this because some months I ain't got it. And so can you just tell them about a little bit of like your motivation and inspiration behind that journey, or specifically becoming a real estate entrepreneur, like one, why choosing that path? I mean, you're already a salon owner, entrepreneur. Why did you think the real estate angle was something for you? And just what you've seen just as a woman growing in the industry, and just any inspiration, motivation, or lessons you got in regards to that?
Well, actually, in 2004, I owned my first home. And in 2004, I actually lost it to foreclosure.
I remember that story now.
Yeah, and so I didn't understand when people was coming up to me like, I get your house for, I give you $500 for your house. That was like an insult to me because I had put so much into my home. And I didn't have, back then, that wasn't cool for you to lose your home. Now you'd be like, oh, my house foreclosed, and I'm, just walk away. But back in the day, people didn't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a crush to me because I had worked so hard, but trying to pay my mortgage and the insurance and everything, I ended up losing it. But after that, it was like, I want to learn. You know what I'm saying? I need to know. I need to understand, like, what's really going on. I need to understand, like, about the mortgage. I need to understand, like, what they mean they're gonna give me $500. So I literally started to research. And I went to real estate school. I got the actual certificate in 2006, but then after I got it, then they told me, okay, you passed the test. Now you got to go pay somebody to get up under. So, and I'm like, wait a minute. So they don't take this don't teach me how to go out here and sell houses. They say, no, this was just to teach you how to pass the class. So I got discouraged. And then I just stopped. I stopped, and then later on down the years, I still had the urgency to want to learn. And as me being a salon owner, I got tired. You get tired of standing behind a chair, and I owned the salon for 8 years, but I'm like, it's more to this. I need to leave a legacy for my child. And as being a single mother, that was my why. My son was my why. So it was like, you gonna hustle every day, so how you gonna get it? You know what I'm saying? And that was like, okay, I see this, because y'all don't know, real estate is like drug money. You know what I'm saying? It's like the drug game, the legal drug game. And I was like, I need to get out here. I want to find out how to make this happen for me. And that's when I just was, I actually ended up taking a Russ Dobie class, paid $700. And when I paid that class, they didn't give me anything. They just put me in front of a computer, and it was like a book. So I read the book, but I didn't have no knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, until 2013, I just, one of my partners asked for your book, and I went to get the book, and it was an ebook. So I had to download the book. And when I downloaded it, and that's when I read it, Hip Hop to Homeowners. And when I read the book, I was like, okay. And I was like, I don't even know who he is. But once I started to research, found out 2 weeks later, you were starting your academy class. Now, I still don't know who he is, but I'm like $97 a month for 12 months. Look here, I don't have it, but when you get to a point and you get desperate in your life and you like, it got to be better than this. You know what I'm saying? I need something else. The avenue I'm taking ain't getting it. So me, like, just gonna step out on a limb and start the academy class. And one thing you taught us, what you taught me was, the first thing about branding. I live off that. You know what I'm saying? And not only do I live off that just for my real estate, but I have a nonprofit right now that's in Detroit, and they out there doing the cancer walk. You know what I'm saying?
While we speak.
While we speak. My organization, my women organization is still in the streets of Detroit, and they have teamed up today with a nonprofit called Father in Arms. And they actually believe in helping the brothers come back into the community. You know what I'm saying, whether they mentor, whether they, the lost fathers coming back into family, bringing families back. Yeah. So we joined up with them to do a breast cancer walk today. So right now, they ain't called me, they ain't showed me, like, you still here with us, you know what I'm saying? But I took that, and like I say, even with being with you, you did something for me, and I tell people all day long, you did something for me. You know what I'm saying? That I can't change this. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere I go, I can always make money for me and mine. You know what I'm saying? You gave me an avenue out the gates. You know what I'm saying? As far as this is, regardless of whatever I decide to do, I'm still gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? It don't come easily. But one thing about it is, you taught me how to brand myself. You taught me how to fund myself. You taught me how to go out here and make money. Like I tell people all day long, one thing you taught us that a lot of people don't teach is, if these computers shut down now, what y'all got? See, a lot of people have behind computers, so they don't know how to get out here and hustle. But see, back then when Jay taught us, he taught us how to go out here, knock on doors. He taught us how to go out here, brand yourself. You know what I'm saying? For about 6 weeks, that's what he was on, branding. And we called you, I'll never forget, you was Mr. Miyagi. Mm-hmm. Because we was like, okay, when is we going to learn how to do real estate? And you was like, wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off every week. You know, you going to get it, but you laid down a foundation for me. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all day long, we want the fast money, but we don't want the foundation. You know what I'm saying? It comes with a foundation. I tell people all day long, I got a foundation up under me that is not, it can't be shaken, it can't be broken, because you helped me, you gave me knowledge that you could have kept yourself, King. You did not have to give me this knowledge. You did not have to share this knowledge with the people. You was good. And you could have kept it. Wasn't nobody else coming into the streets and giving free game for real. Wasn't nobody taking their own personal money, going from city to city to city and giving free game. Like I said, in the midst of me learning this, I literally had to get up every night. Many days I didn't go to sleep, because you gave me some. I'm a visual person. And me being a visual person, that's all I needed. You gave me something, and you gave me an avenue. Now I tell people all day long, we didn't have what people had. We ain't had a Zoom room. We ain't had a Zoom room. You know what I'm saying? You got on a call with Jay every other week, and you better hope you got in that queue. And I didn't have $97 to be given to a man that I really didn't know, y'all. So I'm trying to tell you, every time I got a chance to get in that queue, I wrote everything down, the off week. And and people was paying him $500 to talk to him for 30 minutes. I only had $97. So $500, oh, and I get to talk to you for free? Oh, I'm about to make this happen. So everybody was saying, how did you get so close to him? And I said, he had the knowledge. And all I did was every time I got a chance, I was like, hey, Jay, to the point, he got to the point, oh, that's right, hey, Ray. You know what I'm saying? And every week, to now, to this day, people still call me from the archives. And they be like, I heard you talking. I'm like, yeah, I talk a lot, I know. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I always tell people, no question is a bad question. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, you don't know. And that's why a lot of people don't learn stuff, because we want to sit back, we don't feel some type of way. Y'all, I tell people that I'm not perfect. But I tell you one thing, I know to get out here and grind. I tell you one thing, I know how to get out here and make money for my family. And I thank you, King.
Appreciate you.
I thank you, because once again, what you showed me, what you taught, man. And I see a lot of people nowadays, they just out here trying to get a couple dollars. Like now, my students, you know what I'm saying? When they come to me, I don't teach anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a grind like me, if you ain't ready to grind, you ain't ready to lose some sleep, you ain't really about this life, I tell them, don't even come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be about the street life. You got to come out. You got to get ready to go in these dirty houses. I tell people all day long, I put my jeans, my gym shoes on. I'm going through the window. If I have to go for that check, y'all, that's me. I don't care. I'm going through the window. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through the window. But guess what? I'm going to that table one way or another, y'all. So I'm trying to tell y'all, I am thankful. I'm thankful. And because the knowledge that you gave me, you helped me. I was able to send my son to college. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do that on my income from here. You know what I'm saying? But you helped me. You gave me something. You put something up under me, King, to where I was able to say, my son went to college for 4 years, Los Angeles Film School, just graduated with a bachelor's and lost in feminine directing, and he didn't have a dorm. So I had to pay $1,000 to him. I paid to him, made sure he had a home before I had a home. So was it easy? No, it was not easy, but I thank you for the avenue that you gave me. And one thing you always taught us, King, is whatever you do, don't just get it for yourself. When you get it, turn around and help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's the motto that you share with us, man. Don't you get out here and get to where you got the knowledge and you never share with nobody else. So that's like my heart. You know, I'm like, every day, like, what can I do? Who can I help? You know what I'm saying? And as single mothers, like, I finally, you know, about to open up my 6-bedroom, 4-bath house for women. You know what I'm saying? And I've been working on this for 2.5 years, King. But I understand how hard it is sometimes for a single mother. You try your best and you doing everything you can for your kids. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm working, I'm doing everything, but after I pay rent, I don't have nothing. I don't have money for beds. I don't have money for this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working now, prayerfully, when they come back with our lead test, that we will be good, to open up and be ready for November for the women, you know, and their kids. And like I said, we have a strategy, you know, that not only they come in one way, we call it transformation home. Because you come in one way and we want to help you to not where you leaving there and you're just getting a home, where you leaving here, and we want to help you purchase your own home. You know what I'm saying? So it's avenues that I tell people all day long. I could talk to you all day long about what you did for me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
I want to highlight something. I like the fact you always say you. But what she's saying is like, I don't know about the rest of y'all fools, but me, I got this knowledge, I got this game.
I did.
And I ran with it. But I want everyone to give a round of applause for the Queen for an amazing story, amazing testimony. But you sent your son to college, paid her away for her baby boy to get through college as a single mom, and leveled up her hustle. So I mean, that just deserves its own congratulations. My oldest daughter is on her senior year right now.
Amen.
I know the feeling. I'm like, listen, my daughter made it through college, I did my thing. I got my baby through college, I did my thing. So kudos to you on that. So for our women, as we're going to get to our real estate math class in a portion, but this is an important part of the foundation of it. And that's what's different about our organization is that we believe in foundational. Isaac can tell you, he's in the back of the room. It's easy to teach somebody to get rich quick, right? And you could build your house on a 6-inch foundation. Yeah, you got a house. What's on a 6-inch foundation? When you want to build a skyscraper in a legacy kind of operation, they say that the taller you want to build your skyscraper, the deeper you got to build the foundation. So if we want enormous growth, we need to have strong foundations. And what you do have, and the knowledge we're going to share even today when we've been sharing in Cash Buyers Academy, Jay-Morrison Academy, etc., is that I don't want to just teach y'all quick and dirty and wrong because it feels good or it makes a Google check. I want to make sure that we got foundational, fundamental knowledge on how to do this business for a lifetime. Right? We're going to get into some of that today. So, Queen, before we segue into that part of the lesson today, are there any tips you have specifically for our kings or specifically for our queens in regards to the real estate business or doing business? Anything that can either motivate or tactically that can help our queens who might be watching today, who might be on the fence? They're not really an entrepreneur, they tried it once and failed, they're not really sure about real estate or not. Anything that they should be thinking about in this process?
Know they why. Know they why. That's one thing that you taught, and that helped me to stay focused. That's the first thing you taught us was, what is your why? Because if you don't have a why, money look real good to you. You know what I'm saying? And my son was my why. So on days that checks wasn't coming in, you know, on days that you think you got a deal, get to the table and it all crumble, you know what I'm saying, that you want to quit. You got to have something that be like, man, I got to keep going. I got somebody that's looking up to me. My son was looking up to me. He be like, Mom, you grind harder than half these guys out here. You know what I'm saying? But I come from the streets. You know what I'm saying? So being, you know, come from the streets and having a young mother that had me at the age of 13 and, you know what I'm saying, getting married to my stepfather at 17, you know, being on drugs early, you know, her on drugs early at an early age, being raised by my grandparents, you know what I'm saying, and then being living from pillar to post. I understand not to have that stability, you know what I'm saying, and not having that stability, I wanted that stability for my child. You know what I'm saying? And like I tell people, being a single mother didn't make me bitter. It made me better. And even my women's organization now, we believe in helping the kings. We believe in being out there with the kings, uplifting the kings. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what y'all kings doing? Well, how can the queens help you? Because queens need to understand, not only understand our value, that we're valuable, but we also understand that kings need to be lifted up. We also need to understand that if a king got an awesome queen next to him, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love you and Queen EJ. You know what I'm saying? Because when you get that, when you tap into that queen next to you, you can skyrocket. If you was already doing it and you get that queen that's on that side of you, it can skyrocket. So I teach the queens, you know what I'm saying, help, you know, I don't care what a relationship you've been in, it didn't work, abuse or whatever, we teach them to get out of it, but we teach them not to talk down. We don't talk down on them. We lift them up. You know, okay, I seen that. It's okay, we about to pray for this brother right here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. And we keep on beating each other down, we'll never go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I don't teach the queens. We don't need them. Oh, we need our kings. Oh, we need them. We love our kings. You know what I'm saying? So I really, even like I say, just them getting, if they even think about real estate, you know, it's so many avenues to real estate. Mm-hmm. And I tell everybody, that's why I sit down with people and I counsel, what do you want to do? Because I didn't want to be an agent. I didn't really care if you didn't like the green bathroom. That just wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? But I love the investor side. I love being an investor who wholesales. You know what I'm saying? And I love that for the point of my investors. Anytime I'm dealing with investors, they going to tell me, Rylonda, I want 1,000 square feet. I'm on this, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, such. This my all-in cost. This what I'm going to bring you. And when you come in, bam, okay, you going to crunch your numbers. This what I want. Let's go to the table. Quick cash, let's do it. I don't want to ride you right. So I tell everybody, know what you want, because there's some people that like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to flip. Some people like to hold. So it's so many avenues.
But you won't even know what avenue you want to take if you don't know the avenues.
If you don't know the avenues.
Some people think I want to get into real estate, and they think that means being a realtor. Because no one ever taught them anything different. Or a landlord, or a house flipper. Or I just want to be a wholesaler, but you never knew that you could. I just got that conversation. He was like, yo, I was so keen on wholesaling until King, you was like, yo, you could do the same thing and flip. Or the same thing and hold or build. Or do the same thing with commercial property. So what we're talking about is the level up in real estate. We were talking about the Detroit market last night. And how your buyers are coming to you already with their all-in cost already defined. All they want is their all-in cost. They know what kind of property they want. And I told you what I thought that meant in regards to their ROI. Because when you talk about crunching the numbers, what I want to, and Queen, if you want to either sit there or I can move this chair here, either way, if you want to sit down. Okay. When we talk about crunching the numbers, guys, essentially what we are talking about, the biggest, all right, let me ask the room. What is the biggest number that matters to an investor?
ROI.
ROI. Return on investment. And this is almost even greater, right? So ROI, for those who don't know, means everybody on live stream. I want you guys to try to silence your household. If you drive in, get somewhere safe, get notepads, pens out. It's a real math class, a real lesson. So we know with math, there's definitions, right? So return on investment, I'm going to tell you why it's so important. And then we're going to get to some examples. So return on investment is even greater than profit. Return over investment is over profit because of this. How many here would love to make 30 grand profit on a deal? He said, hell yeah. But what if it cost you $33 million to make that 30 grand profit? You had to invest $33 million. But you're gonna make 30 grand profit. You want that? But I thought you wanted 30 grand profit. I thought you wanted 30 grand profit. 30 grand, 30 grand, ain't it? Or is it? That's why ROI is greater than profit. Because with ROI, you're considering the return on how much you actually put into it. So if I gotta risk 33 million and make 30 grand, which, let's get our calculators out. Real math class today, they say Jay Morrison on the way talking about, I don't think they know what they talking about.
It's like 1%.
I think, no, this is less than 1%, it's probably 0.01%. If I'm doing it. But I'm gonna give everybody the formula to finding your return on your investment. That's the first thing. You gotta know formulas in order to crunch the numbers. So we teach this in our RBC course, which will also be in Cash Buyers Academy soon. But in our Jay-Morrison Academy RBC course, we teach you this. To find your return on investment, it is net profit. Everybody say net profit.
Net profit.
Divided by your investment. All right? That equals your ROI. So, very simple. I'm not saying we can't use our calculators. You ain't got to do it in your head. We're going to do $33,000 divided by $33 million equals 0.001, right? To find the percentage, you simply multiply it times 100 or move the decimal 2 spaces over, right? So we got 0.001. We did $30,000 profit divided by 30 million. And what came out the calculator was 0.001. We could just move the decimal over 2 spaces, 0.1%, or we can multiply that number times 100 and get the same 0.1%. So your return on investment, you made 30 grand profit off a $30 million investment, is 0.1% return on your investment. That's the same amount you get in your checking account. Actually, checking account may get 0.001. But my point is, what investors do, right? Now let's try this again. Same formula, it never changes. What if that same 30 grand, if all we had to invest was 300,000, right, investment, to make profit, excuse my writing today, profit of $30,000. I know through math in my head that's a 10% return on investment. So for my novice out there on live stream, and any in the room, who aren't even familiar with this, let me take it one step further because it's very important. We're probably going to do many of these classes weekly to get everybody. It's one of the biggest things in our community is translating good old-fashioned grade school math into real estate math. Why is this 10% number important? Anybody know?
That's for the investor.
Yeah, why is it important to an investor to have a percentage?
So we know what to go look for?
So you know how to deliver the deal. So say if it's a 25% return on investment, you can, if you get it for say 75,
You can differentiate.
yeah, they can make a profit off of 25% of that.
That's part of it in delivering a deal. Ike, you got one?
I would say it represents the rate of his return from a percentage standpoint, so he can see how many years to get his money back.
It helps understand it yearly. Anybody else, Eugene?
I say it helps compare what they would get.
You've been watching a lot of corner classes because you're recording 65 corner classes. So E-Trade Productions, Gene, our videographer, he knows because he's watched it. Why the ROI is important is because of this word, comparison. Is it 2 R's in comparison to 1?
One.
I can't spell, but I can add really fast. Comparison, right? So now what you're doing with your investors, you're saying, my 10% versus what, Gene?
Your credit card or your, anything else you would invest in.
The opportunity cost of the money.
Opportunity cost of the
Right? You got $300,000, right? Or you got a bank that's willing to lend you $300,000. So maybe you got to put 10% down. You only got 30 grand, Ike. So you got 30 grand cash. You know a bank will give you a $300,000 loan, you put 10% down. So you got $300,000 of buying power. It's called buying power.
That's what I was trying to do.
So, you have all the options in the world, Queen Ray, or your investors from Asia and from Australia and overseas in Detroit. They have all the opportunity in the world with the €300,000 of where they want to spend that at. Do you want to put in stocks, in a Forex, in a crypto, into a John Silver franchise? How do I know what's the best investment for my money? How do I know what's the best return, Jimmy, for my money? How do I know what's the best opportunity cost, live stream, opportunity cost for my money? How do I know what's best? The ROI tells us what's the best rate of our return, the best return on our investment. So if I know I can make 10% on this real estate deal, then we get fancy with it as you know more about real estate. Say, then you get 10% on this deal, but guess what? It also offers these tax advantages, which give you another financial benefit that the other markets won't give you. The write-offs of the mortgage, the write-offs of your maintenance, the write-offs of your rehab, the write-offs of the capital depreciation, the cost segregation, 1031 tax exchange, refi, pull the cash out free. All these benefits, right? That's going to get a little fancy with it. But all these are a comparison to wealthy investors. Rylonda's dealing with wealthy hedge funds all the time in Detroit who are saying to her, they're not even using ROI language. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because they're saying these dumb Negroes in Detroit can't even figure this out. I'm going to just give them a flat rate and make it easy for them. Find me a property that's $35,000 or less, that has 1,000 square feet, brick home, at least 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. But while they're telling that and simplifying it for the investors and I can tell you, Raymond had this conversation last night, I instantly knew what it was. If an investor is saying that, what they're doing behind the scenes, they're analyzing the deal. They're saying, single families in Detroit, where we'll be doing more business together, single families in Detroit that are at least 1,000 square feet, at least 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, that are brick, that are on the west side or whatever side, they know, and their investor analysts know, that they can get at least $900 a month in rent. And I could be off, but but I'm kind of on, ain't I?
Yeah,
Close.
you can, I mean, because that 900, yeah.
Could be more or less.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. Now we're getting, again, real estate math live stream. So why would an investor just tell somebody this without giving them any ROI? Because they're already calculating their ROI.
They already did the math.
They doing the math. I'm gonna show you what the math looks like. The math looks like this. The 900 a month rent I put right here. Here's the math they're doing today. Again, real estate math class. And I'm going to take our real estate math website away. And I'm going to put in our mentorship website. Cashbuyersacademy.com. We're going to be adding more of this content in here. It's a partnership powered by the Jay Morrison Academy at jay-morrison-academy.com. We have 2 key mentorship programs. But check this out. I told Brady's right on the phone last night. She just gave me this information last night. I don't got to go research in a book or Google to get into that foundational knowledge, fundamental knowledge. But what I know is that an investor is saying, so Brady live stream, notepads out, everybody. What's the first thing you do if you know you're making $900 a month in rent? And you're trying to analyze a deal?
Well, that's 10,800.
Times 12. First thing you do is you find out the annual number, because return on investment is based off a year, off an annual number. So you need to know the annual number. So 900 times 12 is?
10,800.
Equals 10,800. That's gross rental income. Another term for us. Gross income is your income before expenses. That's income before any expenses. So we talk about King Isaac. King Isaac has done, Queen Rylonda has done 71. Come back up here, Queen Ray, real quick. I know you're writing. I just want to show you off real quick for those who are doing the live stream. This is my little sis, my family, my protege. 6 years in the game, 71 real estate deals as a single mom and running a nonprofit that's doing a cancer contribution today in Detroit while she's here with us. That's all, thank you. 71 deals. King Isaac, over 100 deals, grossed $1 million in real estate, over $1 million in real estate. What that means is King Isaac ain't pocketed $1 million in real estate. I didn't say that. Gross means he's made $1 million in real estate before his expenses. Okay? Gross rental income. Right? It's 10,800. Now, I know, as these investors know in Detroit, there's going to be expenses involved with this rental process. What are some expenses involved with renting a home? Or being a landlord, renting a property out?
Maintenance expenses.
Maintenance. What else?
Property tax.
Property taxes, insurance. What else?
It's a lot.
Marketing.
Marketing, management.
Definitely property management.
Big-
Right? So I know that property management, PM, is going to be at least 10%. Could be 8%, could be 12%, but 10% is a good number to use, good average. So I know 1,000, right? 10% of 10,800. I know $1,080. You just take away a zero. Or you could, if you want to learn how to do it on your calculator, you would do 10,800 times 10% or times 0.1. And you're going to get 1,000, right? So I'm going to bring this over. Mind you, there's formulas and spreadsheets that do all this for you. I can give you right now. I've got a whole model on my computer right now. But if you punch the numbers in the computer, have you ever learned the math? So what happens when the Wi-Fi goes down?
Then you need to make a deal.
Property management, 10% equals $1,080. we usually will give also a vacancy rate of 10%. You're not going to always have it rented 100% of the time. So the industry standard, what's called a vacancy rate, is 10%. So you're going to say, hey, if 10% of the time I ain't got a tenant, somebody transitioning, whatever it is, which is basically 1.2 months, it's 12 months in a year, 1.2 months. So at least a year and change in a couple of weeks out of the year is not being rented. That's another 1,080. And then taxes, insurance, utilities, because sometimes your tenants pay utilities, sometimes the landlord pays utilities. Depends on the property. So those things, we can put obviously the actual numbers, but from a formula perspective, we're going to say property, taxes, maintenance, insurance. We're going to call all those things 20%. And it goes as high as even 30. So we know at the top.
PMI?
What's that?
PMI?
It could be PMI, but it depends on how you're leveraging it. If it's $35,000 cash deal, you got PMI.
Right.
But whatever there is, you add it in. But from a formula perspective, we're comfortable with saying it's about 20% of all those other expenses, right? So that makes a total of 40% altogether. So I know if 10% is 1080, 20% is 2 10%. So that's 2,160. So what I would do, you take your gross rental income. Remember we said gross income is income before expenses. Net income. Everybody write this down. Live stream, write this down. Net income is income after expenses. That's your net income or net profit. So all we're going to do is subtract from our gross income our 40% expenses. And that will give us our net annual income, or what we call net operating income, or NOI. Somebody give me that number, please. I'll wait. Live stream, you guys can chime in as well. Well, live stream, I want you guys doing the math. Matter of fact, I don't want anybody in the room to do it. I want somebody on live stream to give me our net operating income, please. You guys do the math too, but I want you to yell it out. I want live stream to give us, if our gross income is $10,800, income before expenses, our net income is income after expenses, and our expenses are 40%, or 1080, 1080, and 2160. What is our net operating income?
Keep in mind, it's about a 30-second delay.
I'll wait to 30 seconds. It's a delay. But I want you guys to do it in the room as well. So we hear the term NOI, net operating income. These terms sound fancy. I need the ROI, the NOI, the ARV, and the LTV.
Somebody said 4320.
No, that's what I said.
Somebody else says 6500.
6480.
Rashida Robinson says 6480.
That's him. That's
6480. Somebody else says, Julian says 4320.
That's what it
See,
is.
this is the problem that we have here.
6480. Well, my IT log is saying 6480.
I see 8640.
Someone says, Ariel says 8640.
Numbers don't lie. How we got 7 different numbers?
Somebody have.
All we got to do is take 10,800 in a calculator and subtract these numbers right in front of us. Everybody should have the same number. And nobody should say, what they say, 6,500?
Amina says greater than 5K.
How is that?
6480.
It's
Like,
6480.
based off of the viewer, 6480 I would trust.
The room, do we concur?
6480.
6480. The OG says 6480.
Now we know the number.
Do not ever, under my tutelage, say about to. It's almost. Oh, it's 5. Oh, it's 6,000. It's 6,500. It's not 6,500.
6480.
It's 6480. You can't go to an investor or some firm. You're trying to lock down a hedge fund to be your private capital partner, or Treff to be your private capital partner, and you say, oh, it's about 6,500. No, it's not. 6480. So, if we know that it's 6480, right? Is our net operating income. Everybody say net operating income. Say NOI.
NOI.
Okay, so we found our NOI. Mind you, this is of an investor telling us
We pay that.
All they're telling us is they're just telling us what to go look for. They just saying, go look for this. Now imagine we go back to the investor and say, we got this. So here's what happens, Queen Ray. We're going to find an ROI on this next. But what this allows us to do is we can potentially, I'm going to get to that. Remind me to get to that. Don't let me forget where I'm about to go. I'm not going to go there just yet. Live stream, stay tuned. Everybody pay attention. I'm going to show you it's all about scale. So let's find our NOI. Now, of this deal, this investor said they want to spend no more than $35,000, right, to $40,000. So we're going to do both numbers, $35,000 and $40,000. So we're going to break this up by gender, and whatever gender you identify with, that's totally fine. That's your gender in this day and age. So I'm going to ask our kings to find the ROI on this deal if the investor invested $35,000.
6 years.
Hold on. No, that's not it. See? I ain't saying that the term of payback.
Oh,
I said find the ROI on this investment if the investor invested $35,000 and this was their NOI for the year. Oh, my kings to do that, don't yell it out. My queens, live stream and in the room. I want you all to tell me what's the ROI if the investor invested $40,000 on this deal. That's all. I gave us the ROI formula early on. I ain't got to repeat it again. What's the ROI on this deal if the investor invests $35,000, my kings? And my queens, don't yell it out. You one of the students we got to stay outside the room. What's the ROI on the deal, my queens, if the investor invested $40,000? Live stream, I want you guys to participate. So we're going to have an ROI if they invest $35K and an ROI if they invest $40K.
You pretty much asking how much money they're gonna make with those.
You came in a little late, so you didn't get the definition.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it to everybody one time. We're gonna do another exercise after this. You find the ROI. Write this down. I want you to be looking at me. I want you to write it down. Write it down, live stream. I'm telling you, some of us for the first time in our lives, how we find return on investment. Helps our whole community out. You find the ROI simply by net income divided by the investment, the amount of the investment.
We got 16%, 16.2%. Well, I guess this is for the queens. 16%, 16.2. Somebody said 5.4%.
So you do net income divided by the investment, and you can even say that, just to make it simple to find percentage, times 100, because that'll find your exact percentage. Because you're going to get a decimal. And you got to move the decimal over 2 spaces. The easy way to do it is net income divided by investment times 100. That's your exact percentage.
Yeah, I don't see a king.
So, to my brother who asked, what's your name, King?
Mike.
King Mike. I'm going to have you do it. So, you the king on a 35,000 tip. If the net income is 6480 divided by the investment of 35,000 times 100, what's your ROI?
18%.
Huh?
18.5%.
18.5, anybody concur that?
Yes.
I'd say, yeah. 18.5%. So, when the Detroit investor is saying, I want to find a single-family Detroit home, 1,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, brick home that, they don't even say make $900 a month, but that's the going rental rate, right? Could be 1,000, could be this or that. What they're really saying is, I'm looking for a deal that makes me 18.5%. Now they find this particular property type or asset class or product, it's called, to be a solid product to bring that return without a bunch of other moving parts. Right, so we get into that. So let's go to live stream, our queens. 40,000 was the investment.
Tanya said 16.2.
Yeah.
London said 16%. Jessica said 16.2.
London, how do you get 16%?
Amina.
Where did point 2 go?
Amina on YouTube says 16.2. Latanya on Facebook says 16.2.
And the OG Queen Rylonda McClinton said, yup, 16.2.
Good job.
So, imagine this, right? Let's be practical real quick. if we're in Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, Newark, wherever, and an investor comes to us, just doing good business with us, and maybe they think we're younger, not as savvy, whatever the case is, and they say, hey, I'm willing to invest between $35,000 and $40,000 for this kind of product. But imagine you came back and said, so really you're looking for an investment anywhere between 16 and 18% based on our current market rate of rentals.
That's good.
Isn't your perception to that investor, your value a lot greater?
That's good.
Oh, I can talk to you about ROIs?
That's good.
We can do some more business then. I can do more than just spoon feed you little mini baby criteria. I can now have a real investor conversation with you. And now you can show them that I know the difference between your investment of $35,000 and $40,000. It means more than just a $5,000 difference in my wholesale fee. It means more to you based on basically this is your group, your hedge fund, your real estate fund. This is your criteria for buying real estate assets in my city. So, Mr. or Mrs. Investor, would you consider, that's the point I was going to make earlier. So now, Jimmy, King Jimmy, you might be able to open up a whole new pool of opportunity with that investor to say, hey, if I found you an apartment complex, if I found you a 4-unit, if I found you something else that made the same 16.18% that was also brick, also didn't have any major improvements or whatever else, would you guys be interested? Not really our thing, but run it by me. So now, Ray, instead of the $35,000 single family, you might go run by them the $350,000 33-unit. And now your wholesale fee went from a $5,000 wholesale fee to maybe you got this from the city for $300,000. It's a $50,000 wholesale fee. This is where the knowledge base is really your value and increases your value in the business. Why Real Estate Math live stream is so critical. Everybody overlooks it because you can punch in this and that and that, but do you know how to think? I always said that back in 2014. I want to teach you what to think, but what? How to think. So now we're talking about numbers for numbers, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. So live stream, for those who came in late, and the King Mike who came in a little late, what we're also saying, King Mike in live stream, is that ROI is a comparison mechanism for opportunity cost of money. Meaning, if an investor has $10,000, $100,000, or $1 million, they got to ask themselves, if they're a savvy investor, what's the best vehicle to park my money in? Is it leaving it into my Nike box? Getting 0% interest? Is that the best place for my $1 million? Is it putting it in the bank? In a checking account getting 0.01% interest, or a CD getting 2% interest, which is $200 on $10,000, $2,000 on $100,000, or $20,000 on $1 million in a whole year? Is it in the stock market? Is it here? Is it there? Or is it in Detroit into a single family for $35,000? I get a 16% return. This is why the numbers make your life easy, and every single one of you watching this, watching the replay, watching live, hearing my voice, this is how our community can bridge the wealth gap. Getting more financially astute, literate. This is real financial literacy. Not just balancing the bank book and your credit. Because what you're doing is you're understanding the universal law of money and of the wealthy, which is opportunity cost. Where can I park my money that makes me more money for me? With minimal risk or equal risk. So now, when, as you said, you feel like you can feed your family for a lifetime. With the fundamental knowledge, because King Jim, King Mike, Queen Bray, Queen Lai, Queen Morgan. Now, when we understand this, when we run into that ball player, that athlete, that real estate fund, that hedge fund, that whomever, what kind of ROI are you getting? What kind of returns are you getting? So now you're comparing returns versus returns. So you got $3 million sitting in the account getting you 2% interest. What if I can get you a property that you collateralize and get a 16% interest plus tax advantages and future equity and appreciation. Isn't that a pretty strong conversation live stream?
Sounds different.
Right? Me and Isaac say, yo, real estate versus everything. We'll put real estate up against crypto, stocks, forex, options, trading, everything. Real estate versus everything. Wall Street, Dr. Boyce, 19 Keys, Chris Cole, all y'all stock trappers, crypto trappers. I put real estate up against everything. Because you're not only talking about ROI versus ROI, you're talking about all the other intangible advantages of it. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can build up on it, knock it down. All that, right? So let's go through another exercise. Is this making sense for everybody? Any questions right now? Live stream as well. Any questions on what we covered so far before I go on? Yes.
If we run one more example, just like what we just did.
We are.
Perfect.
We might do two of them.
That sounds better.
Any questions live stream on this? We defined ROI. We defined gross income. We defined expenses. These are all expenses. We defined net operating income. And the mission of ROI, which is a comparison mechanism for the wealthy. Now, let's do one more thing real quick before we go on. You mentioned it. What's your name, King? Your brother right here. What's your name?
Okay, son.
King K. Song. You mentioned it earlier. There's also your payback term, or the recoup of your investment. Meaning, when do I get my money back for my $35,000? So, how we find that is, which is a reverse of ROI, that's in the investment. Remember before, was profit divided by investment? Well, now, if you take investment divided by profit, it will tell you how many years to pay back the investment. Investment divided by profit, yes?
It looks like people just want you to do more examples. They just want to see more.
Got you. That's what we're here for.
Yup, they just want to do more.
That's it, practice. And guys, if you join the Cash Buyers Academy, I think we should add this in every week in the academy.
Yeah. Real estate math class.
Real estate math class, weekly. We get nice at this. CashBuyersAcademy.com. You get over four Zooms a week. We fund your deals, and you learn the strategies to find the deals, evaluate the deals. We fund them for you, and you cash out together. All in one program. So, if we want to find out for our investor how long it takes them to make their money back, we're going to take investment divided by net profit. So let's use the same numbers. Remember, it was a $35,000 investment or a $40,000 investment. Same thing. Kings, 35,000 is your number. Queens, 40,000 is your number. Here's our formula. Investment divided by the net profit. That will tell you how many years to make your money back. Any kings in the room? Don't be scared. Any kings in the room? Yep. 35,000 your investment amount.
5.4 years.
King Jimmy says 5.4 years on a 35,000 investment. Any queens in the room? 40,000 your investment number. Same formula. Investment divided by the net profit. Any queens? 6.2, Eli says. Live stream, you guys concur with that? You co-sign that? So on a $40,000 investment, it would take 6.2 years of making this net profit every year after paying property management, vacancy, utilities, and all that. It would take 6.2 years to make all your money back. So then after that 6.2 years, everything you make is straight profit, Gene. Not to mention appreciation, equity, tax advantages, and anything else. If you invest in $35,000, you make that full $35,000 back in 5.4 years. After that, everything's straight profit. Why is that important to know? Our payback term, or recoupment term. Y'all tell me, live stream, you guys tell me, the person tell me, why would an investor want to know that?
How long it takes you to make a profit?
Yeah, to recoup your investment.
Yeah.
Why is that important?
Job opportunity cost?
Future opportunity cost? It's important for us to know this because now we can also put our investor at ease. This is not even a long, super long play. There's an opportunity if you make that money back, and not to mention the property goes up in value some over time. So when the investor makes back their full investment, every dollar after that is now, so mind you, if you made back all your investment at 16%, once you got everything back, everything over has 100% ROI. It's just pure profit. How attractive is that? Right? All right, next example time, let's go. So we got our payback term, our ROI, our NOI, all that. Our Legacy Center manager, Queen Lai, is in here, Queen Laini. And she's even doing a class, because she's about to get her bag up too. But for anyone that wants to learn in person with us, you guys can go to legacycenter.com to house your business here. We got some of our other co-working members here. You can co-work and house your business here, have an office address here, and work here, share our conference rooms, our training rooms, and be a part of this amazing community of folks in this room, right? And so you guys go to legacycenter.com if you want to learn more about actually learning with us and working with us and building with us and building your business at our establishment. So, Queen Ray, give me another example. Any example. Or you want to kick it to your little brother, King Ike?
I got some up here asked for a request on a particular deal.
All right, cool.
Somebody on, let me find this, let me shout him out. So on Facebook, Nathaniel Lanier said, can you run a 4-unit multifamily that's worth $450,000? Rents are at $1,400, is what he said.
All right, so we got a 4-unit worth $450,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? 4 units. The rent was how much? $1,050?
$1,400.
All right, rent's at $1,400. Cool. Let's do it. So the potential investment on this deal, the worth, let's say, let's do it like this. This is how we used to do it back in the original JMA 2014 style. So this is how I'm gonna give it to you guys. I'm gonna put a little layer on it. Yes, sir.
Real quick in Facebook. So they wanted to know how long did it take for the to receive the profit back? How long will it take to start receiving profit? I think that might have been on the last example.
We talked about it. Every month there was $900 in profit.
Okay.
Times 12 was $10,080 in profit annually. That net operating income is the profit. That's the profit, $900 a month profit. Remember, profit was income after expenses, all right? So on this one, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it easy on this one. The next one, we're going to complicate it, all right? One more easy one, then we're going to level up before we end our class today. So this one, we got $1,400 a month in rent. So what's the next thing that we do?
Times 12.
Times 12.
Then after that, what do we do?
Times 4.
Times 4.
Right. Or times 4 times 12, times 12 times 4, either way. So we're going to start with the 4. We're going to say rent is $1,400. We'll do times 12. How much is that?
By worth, you mean ARV?
Worth is what they're asking. This is the worth or asking price. Now, after repair value is different in regard that's after ARV. So that's worth after repairs are done. That's a whole other formula. We'll get to it next Saturdays or whenever we hold the next class. That's what I'm saying. There's real estate math for wholesaling, flipping, landlording, commercial, multi-unit, all that. And you get nice at all of it as you continue this mentorship. So, 1,400 times 12 is what?
16,800.
All right, 16,080?
800.
All right. But there's 4 units, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to times that. That's just 1 unit. So times 4 is what?
67. 200.
67,200. So I'm going to slow it down for those on live stream. Again, we got all levels of learners here. Listen, We have rental income that is $1,400 per month. There's 12 months in a year. So we know for one unit is getting $16,800 of gross rental income per year. Remember, gross is before expenses. But there's 4 units. So we multiply that one unit times 4, and we get $67,200 of gross rental income. And that's annually. All right? So, for formula's sake, we're going to say property management is how much?
10%.
That's 10%. How much is 10% of 67,200? Say it again. Say it with your chest. 6,720. When you want to find, here's how I got good with math. Church.
Take the 0.
Tithes and offering. You got to give 10% against tithes. I'm serious.
Take the 0 and move it.
Take the 0 off. 67,200. If you got to give 10% of that, you're giving 6,720.
And move the column.
So you know a little trick. If I know 10% is taking 1 0 off, right? And I got the 6,720, Jimmy. If I got to find 1%, take another 0 off. $672. So, if I got to find 5% of a number, I just take half of my 10%. If you ask me 5%, I'm going to just find 10 real quick, and I'm going to do half of 10. If you ask me 3%, I'm going to find 10, then I'm going to find 1, and I'm going to do 3 ones. That's how I do math.
Makes sense.
I do it all by 10%, tithes and offering calculations.
That's good.
And I multiply accordingly. So we set our vacancy rate, right? It might be vacant some of the times. Our vacancy rate is 10%, right? So we know that's another 6,720 for the year. And then we bundled up maintenance, maintenance, insurance, taxes, potential utilities. We bundled that up into a 20%, right, of maintenance, utilities, insurance, taxes. Which obviously we like to get actual numbers for when we can. So, if that's 20%, how do we find 20%?
Plus those.
Huh?
So you can plus those right there.
Yeah.
2 10s. So somebody get a 20% number. 2 10%. 13,440. All right. So if these are, all these right here represent our expenses. Right? These are annual expenses for the property. On our 4 unit, right here. So if these are our annual expenses on the property, let's first do that. Let's add up the total expenses. Somebody give me the total expenses on the property.
26,880.
Somebody co-sign that, please. Total expenses. Live stream, you guys gotta be active. And when you're taking notes, if you don't do the math too, you're just watching, you will not get good at this.
Somebody on live stream said 26,880. Rashid said 13,440. Mo said 13,440.
It can't be. Total expenses, property management, vacancy rate, all these are expenses.
Yeah, they might be a little behind, so
Sure.
they've been answering the first thing. But
Okay.
Facebook said 26,880. Live stream is now at 26,880, and YouTube is still. They haven't put anything in, but live stream and Facebook is good.
All right.
Instagram is good too.
So we know our expenses are 26,880. Great. So now tell me, please, what is our NOI? What does that stand for again?
Net operating income.
One more time, what does it stand for again?
Net operating income.
Net operating income. What is our NOI?
40,320.
King K says 40,320. Anybody co-sign that? Oh wait.
It's right there.
King Jimmy co-signs? Anybody on live stream? Do you co-sign, what's the number again, King K?
After you get that, you do that right there. So you put
What's the number again?
40,320.
Live stream, you'll co-sign this number as NOI, 40,320.
Yup, Tanya does, Patrick does, London,
46,000.
Facebook. Yup, JoJo Bivens. Well, JoJo Bivens is at 40,320. Yup, so JoJo
Okay.
Bivens is representing for Facebook.
We got NOI, cool. So now, what we're gonna do, Kings, if we were not great with our negotiation, and we had to invest $450,000 into this property, I need my Kings to come up with what our ROI would be, right? So we're gonna have our Kings ROI based on no negotiation and $450,000 investment. And now my Queens, y'all worked your magic, y'all talked that talk, and you got the investor down to $420,000 for the property. Queens, what's my Queens ROI at a $420,000 investment? Return on investment, ROI, the comparison tool used by the wealthy to measure the opportunity cost of their investments and their capital. Live stream, I know you guys are a little delayed. Again, Queens, your investment is $420,000. You worked your magic. You negotiated down $30,000. Kings, you could not negotiate them down. They hated you, and you got to invest a full $450,000.
David from Livestream said 8.96% for the Kings. London said 9%. Jessica said 9.6%. And YC said 9.6%. Tanya's at 10.41. Facebook is at 10.41 for Jocelyn for the Queens. Rashida, 10.4.
I hate when we get like 3 different answers.
Mm-hmm.
We all should be doing the same math. Maybe my 0 don't look right here. This is a 0. All right, in the room, what we got, Kings?
8.96.
8.96%. In the room, what we got here, Queens? 9.6. Let's do it together real quick. Net operating income is 40,320. Let's divide that for our Queens. Let's divide that by 420,000. Then times 100. So 40,320 divided by the 420,000 times 100. And are we co-signing Queen Live 9.6?
9.6. Yeah, 420, right?
Yeah, 420.
Okay.
Divided by 420,000. All right, 9.6. Kings. We got 40,320 divided by 450. Are we co-signing 8.96%?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Now, what is our payback term for each? Both Kings and Queens.
That's why I got stumped up last time. Payback term.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, stick to the formulas. Then we don't got to be stuck. So the payback term formula is, this is how you find out how many years to pay back your investment.
Just flip it.
Investment
Yes, so
divided by
now,
profit.
that's right. Investment, Queen Ray, as she said, investment, then divided by the profit. That will equal the years. The years,
Oh, flip, okay.
That's the you just flip it.
Yep.
yup, to pay back.
That's what be the tricky part. Just be flipping the whole time. They just be flipping the numbers.
So now let's flip the numbers. Queens still got 420, Kings got 450. But now tell me, based on this NOI, how long till you actually pay the investment is paid back?
11.17 years.
We got 11.17. Remember, investment, which will be 450 or 420, divided by the same profit, 40,320.
So, get your, ROI.
Tell me what you got, Jimmy.
11.16. 11.16%.
I just had to round it up.
11.1.
Yeah.
Okay, 11.16. 11.16 for the king. So you would make your investment back in 11 years. Queens, how long for your investment to come back with a $420,000 investment?
150 divided by, so you just switch.
Come on, Queen Ray. Investment?
Say 10-4.
Huh? 10-4? Anybody co-sign that?
So basically, ROI, you divide.
More co-signs it.
Right.
Live stream? My live stream, Queens?
You just switch it.
Live stream Queens is saying 10.42, 10.42.
10.4.
Yeah.
We good. A couple days. A couple hours. Alright, so we got 10, so we know that 10.42 and 10.4. Great. So now to our wrinkle. To our wrinkle time. Alright. Same NOI, all that. Great. Now we're going to get into our value. So, on this investment, right? On this investment, we're going to look at what our cash on cash ROI is, based on how much cash you actually invested. So in this deal, you guys are going to go to Tulsa Real Estate Fund, and we're going to partner with you. And so because I've known Rylonda longer, and I trust her 71 deals, and she's a Tulsa partner, Tulsa is going to put up 90% of the money, and Queen Ray, remember, the Queens negotiated down to 420. So here's our Kings. Y'all have 450. Queens, you have 420. Tulsa's going to put up 90% of this 420, and the Queens and Queen Ray are going to put up 10% down payment. How much is that?
25.5.
How much is 10% down payment of 420?
42.
Take a zero off. 42,000. All right. Now, Kings. On this deal, as far as the down payment, we had to put down a little more money. Again, this buyer is not like us. They saw something of ours on our social media because we didn't listen to me about branding, and we had a ratchet social media page, and the buyer looked us up, and we posted something racist, and they not feeling us, but they still want to get money with us, but they're not budging, and so we only get financing of 70% down. We got the 30% down. So Kings, how much is 30% down?
135.
Yeah, 135.
135?
13,005. But
Not one.
yeah,
Yeah,
135.
Okay.
Yeah, 135.
All right. So my Kings got to put 30% down on this property, 135,000, because they didn't listen. Hard-headed.
That's what it means too.
We want to be rapping Future and Young Thug videos on our gram. The buyer looked us up, saw us smoking the blunt, being ratchet on our gram, and the buyer wasn't really feeling our professionalism and don't really think we could close because of our presentation. The Queens came correct, had their hair pressed,
That's right.
had their gospel on,
They don't
That's
have
right.
that.
had their pages on, yeah. They at least use the ghost accounts. We stupid. They got their ghost ratchet pages. We want to put ours all the same page.
More than maybe 8 pages to do that.
So now it's going to cost us. So now I want you all to find our King's ROI
Alright, so we gotta subtract.
and our Queen's ROI, not based on the value of the full purchase price, but on the actual cash we got to spend in the deal. Because remember, this is all loaned money. It ain't come out of our pocket. Only money coming out of our pocket is the cash, which is the 42 for the Queens and the 135 for the Kings. So now knowing how much cash you're putting out to actually invest, what is your ROI?
Oh yeah. So we don't got no income. So we got to figure out.
Same formula. Formulas don't change. You get as tricky as you want with everything. The formula's still the same formula, Queen Lana. Same formula. Live stream, you guys got it?
Oh, I think I'm over thinking too loud.
So the return,
This is our cash investment here.
That's exactly what that is.
Cash investment, 135,000 for the kings, 42,000 for the queens. Don't yell it out. Don't yell it out. We'll give live stream a second, they're 30 seconds behind.
Yeah, because Facebook, YouTube is behind, live stream is ahead.
Now some of you are saying, hey, why did I register for this? And you guys are streaming on Facebook and Instagram. Because everyone that actually registered at realestatemaathclass.com is going to get a bonus from us. For all of you guys who ignored our post and thought it was going to be a whack class like everybody else, those people get no bonus. You just get the class. The bonus is you're here. For everyone that actually registered at realestatemaathclass.com, it's not too late. For everyone on live stream, you didn't actually register, you can still get a bonus. Go to realestatemaathclass.com at least between 30 minutes before we're done or after we're done, and we'll still send you a bonus. Alright, so Kings. Ike, what is saying on live right now? What's the Kings ROI?
Alright, the Kings
Jimmy having heart palpitations right now.
on live stream, Patrick said 29.9, Rashid said 29.8.
Listen like you got a number. I think I know it.
Let's see. Jocelyn on Facebook for the Queen said 10%.
I don't know.
Alright, so Kings in the room, what you got?
29.8.
I got 7.5%.
7.5? I don't know where you went wrong. Or might be right, I don't know. Ike, what you got? You do it?
I'm
He's a man at heart.
Yeah, I'm not even in it.
Alright, so let's do it together, Kings, real quick. No, listen, let's do it together. Let's do it together. It's simple. What's our formula? You tell me our formula first and foremost.
Man.
I gave it to us 3 times and pleaded with you to write it down. No, don't cheat. Don't you give them the notes. Tell me the formula.
Yeah, I mean, well, what I did to get that crazy.
No, tell me the formula to find the ROI.
Net profit times the, divided by the worth.
Net profit divided by the investment. Net profit divided by investment times 100.
So when he says investment, he's talking about what you actually invest into the property, not what the house property is worth.
Oh, okay, so I shouldn't use 450 and all.
Nope, I try to lead you to it. Cash investment.
Okay.
Alright?
135, I shouldn't move messing with.
So let's do
I
that.
got 30%.
What's our net profit?
135.
No, what's our net profit?
40.
Your net profit is, look on the board,
NOI, net operating income. What's our net operating income and net profit? How much?
40,000. 320.
There you go. So first thing, remember our formula is net profit divided by investment. So let's do it. Net profit is 40,000,
We did have the number.
320 divided by the investment,
135.
135,000 we said is our cash investment, not the worth. That's not our investment right now. We're talking about cash on cash ROI.
Cash and cash.
And that equals what? Oh, excuse me, times 100.
29.8. Okay, now I see it.
29.8%.
If you round up, it's actually 30.
That's what I was saying. 30.
Oh, okay.
It's 29.86.
Okay.
I kept saying 30. 30.
Right. No, they round up.
You can round up, or you can stay the same. I'll tell you what's exact.
If you don't get it exact, you gotta put the rest of 8666666.
Well, okay. So, Queen's time. What do we got from on live stream from our Queens?
I was tripping.
Live stream for our Queens, we got 0.96. We got Maya 96%. Tanya's at 1.6.
Alright, we're gonna take it slow again. Queens. Queen Ray, you can lead us. What is our net operating income or net profit?
You got the 40,320. Divided by 42,000
Divided by, remember the Queens were only 10% down, 42,000.
Oh, yeah, that's
times 100.
Times 100 equals
96.
96%? So, check this out.
right. Figure out ROI.
Numbers don't lie. Look at the opportunity cost here. Same property value, same net operating income. None of that changed. What changed was the leverage in using the bank and how much cash we actually had to use. So if you only came to the table with 42,000, but can make 40,000 a year,
And that's after.
this is 96% return on investment.
Every year.
Now, if you had to put down 30% of 135, you drop down over to 29.8% return on your investment. Now, before I go to find me the payback term, I'm not going to do that right now. We're going to do one wrinkle that we didn't include. If we're going to get financing, there's another expense we didn't include. There's going to be a mortgage for the property. The net profit is going to change because you now got to pay for a mortgage, a monthly mortgage. So if our mortgage payment was $3,000, right, times 12, or $36,000 for the year. So now we add on a new expense of $36,000 a year. Matter of fact, we'll do it like this. The mortgage for our queens, because they're only putting a little bit down, is going to be $36,000 a year. The kings are putting a bigger down payment, meaning they're financing less. So the bank's not giving them as much money because the kings are putting a bigger down payment down. So the king's mortgage payment is going to be $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year. So, if we add on to this list of expenses, with the same gross rental income, $36,000 of expenses for our queens, because they got to pay a mortgage. What is the queen's NOI? And if our expense for the kings, they're putting a bigger down payment, less mortgage payment, what is our king's ROI? Excuse me, NOI before ROI. What is the net operating income considering our king's expenses and our queen's expenses on the same property? Take your time. It's just Saturday. We ain't in no rush. Pandemic season. Who going somewhere? Nobody. Remember, net operating income is your income after expenses. We know our gross income. We now see our expenses. The expenses are different for our queens because they are putting less money as a down payment, only putting $42,000 down. So their mortgage payment's higher. Kings putting a bigger down payment, mortgage payment's lower, right? So if you put more down for the bank loans you less. Therefore, your payments are less. Question?
Net operating income is the same as net income?
Yes. Yep. Net operating income is equivalent to net income or net profit in this scenario, yes.
So a lot of the viewers are saying that for the real estate math class is saying that they can't register. So do you have anything alternative that they can do to potentially still get that bonus?
All right. We'll give you a bonus. You guys go to jay-morrison-academy.com. All right. Go to jay-morrison-academy.com. There'll be an email list you can join there, and you'll get a bonus ebook right there. The book Rylonda was even speaking about. Hip Hop to Homeowners will give you that ebook. I think even a bonus ebook for Lord of My Land as well. All right. So our queens, do we have live stream or in class? Do we have a NOI suggestion? What do you think, Queen Ray?
Just lost me.
All right, our 67,200, our same expenses, right? Property management, vacancy rate, utilities. But now we gotta subtract our mortgage,
Okay.
too, yeah? To get to our NOI. I'm not putting a lot of numbers here with the kings and the queens, but, so forget the kings number. We just added a mortgage expense for the queens to all the other expenses.
We had to subtract our mortgage or
I
add?
got
You
one.
gotta subtract the mortgage expense. You subtract expenses.
So, yeah, that's all we know, we just add on to it.
Yeah.
So Sarah said net NOI is 76,320. Maya said 4320. Mary said 4320. Rashida said 4320.
Okay, let's do it together.
It's 43.
And Facebook and ladies, on Instagram, a queen says 76,320 as well, so that number's popping up often.
76,320?
76,320.
Can't be. Our total income is 76,200.
And it's 40,000 minus.
You subtract expenses, it has to get lower.
Okay.
So let's do it together. That's all. That's why we got real estate math class. Nobody gotta feel embarrassed, ashamed, slow, none of that. This is just what the progression of what we gotta do. So we're gonna take our income, 67,200. Everybody do it. Put it in the kings. Everybody do it. Good practice. 67,000, 200. Minus 6720, which is our property management expense. Minus another 6720, that's our vacancy rate expense. Minus our utilities, taxes, and insurance of 13,440.
Wait, but
Go ahead.
that's different from the, what is that, the 267 over there. I can't read it.
What, this 2688, 880? We mean it's different than what?
Oh, the 67,000?
No,
I
those
thought
are
the
two.
6720, I thought that 1344 was those two combined.
Oh, no, it's all.
Nah.
That's a different number.
Yeah, it's 20% that represents a whole other expense.
Right, utilities, taxes, and insurance.
Yeah. So right, this is I know it's kind of a messy board here, but yes, this is maintenance, utilities, insurance, and taxes. They equal 20%. This is this. This is this.
But the total rate.
So 3 different expenses plus the 4th mortgage expense.
Oops. It's 4320.
So put UTI there.
All right. So we subtract from our gross rental income, minus our property management, minus our vacancy rate, minus our utilities, taxes, insurance, minus our mortgage of $36,000 for the year, we get
16,320?
That's what I got too.
16,320.
Yeah,
4320.
we got 4320. So we got 16 something and 14 something.
16 for the men.
For the minute.
Oh, y'all talking about the men stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that now.
Oh, okay.
I said we were the queens.
Everybody out class.
I said queens. So how much Queen Rylonda?
4320.
4320.
No, 40.
Oh, excuse me. 40?
Yeah.
40,000?
40,320.
Okay.
it's 4320.
And then it's
Oh.
bonus 20. And then it's
No, BJ, Kenny, BJ.
It's 4320.
All right.
I'm lying.
all of them.
All right, 4320 for the queens. All right, so everybody pause. We're now going to do the kings, which remember, 24,000 was their mortgage. So don't add in the 36,000. That was only for the queen's mortgage. So 67,200. Everybody do this exercise again. Give repetition. If you already did it. 67,200 gross rental income minus an expense for property management, 6720. Minus the expense for our vacancy rate, 6720. Minus the expense of utilities, maintenance, and insurance and taxes of 13,440. Minus the mortgage expense of 24,000.
And that's what we pay into the bank.
Yes, as a monthly mortgage payment
Yes.
times 12 months.
Gotcha, that's a long.
2,000 a month times 12 months.
Right.
So that leaves how much NOI?
16,320.
16,320. Live stream, you guys concur? In the room, y'all concur?
Yes.
All right. So now look, in this scenario, we added in a mortgage, the Kings made a greater net operating income, a greater profit than the Queens by putting down more money. They got more profits. They paid less in expenses. But what gives us the fair comparison between who's doing better, the Kings and the Queens? The return on investment. So yeah, it looked like the Kings is making out better in profit. They are, but let's look at what that means in ROI for how much they actually invested. So now,
That's the comparisons.
ROI is the comparison mechanism for. Remember what we said. So in the beginning, King Mike, you were here in the beginning, and those on the live stream. We said, who would like to make $30,000 profit? And everybody said, I would. Yeah, me, I would. Right, King Mike? But I said, what if you had to invest $33 million to make $30,000 profit? You don't like that, King Mike, do you? But it's still $30,000 profit. Right. So what tells us the comparison between that $30,000 profit versus you investing $300,000 and making $30,000 profit?
That sounds way better.
It's all still $30,000 profit. But the ROI tells you how much you actually invested in the comparison, right?
So you want a lower ROI?
You want a higher ROI. That's your return on investment rate. So if you make 100% ROI, that means you made 100% of your money back. You made a 50% ROI, you made 50% of your money back. So 30,000 profit sounds good, but on $33 million investment, it's 0.1% ROI.
300,000 is 10.
On 300,000, it's a 10% ROI. It's better than 0.1.
Right. So it's really
Right? So what we're going to do now is Queens. I need a Queens ROI based on your investment amount, cash investment amount.
Cash investment amount.
Kings, I need your ROI based on your cash investment amount.
So, do that 8, 6,
And then we got
Live stream, same thing. We want the cash on cash ROI,
cash on cash.
not what it's worth. I'm telling you the secret to the answer already because it's our first class. Not 450, not what it's worth. We want the cash on cash. How much cash the Kings invested
Yeah, so we see what we
to get the mortgage, how much cash the Queens invested. And based on your particular NOI. Your NOIs are different.
And then times it by 100.
So now we can see the Queens made less profit, but is their ROI higher? The Kings made more profit, but is their ROI higher or lower?
We ain't getting nowhere.
So we'll give live stream some time. Same formulas. If you be a robot in math and just stick to the formula, you don't lose.
What was your question for live stream again? For the Kings, you said?
Yeah, for the Kings and the Queens, I want to know what your cash on cash ROI is.
Okay, so the Queens got Terry, that's a CBA student. She got 10.29. And then for the Kings, Rashid has 12%.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Facebook, Julian said the Kings got 68%, the Queens got 12% ROI.
Instagram is saying 12%, the Queens, I am, Tia, Amber said 10.29 for the Queens.
All right, so we're going to do it together. What's our formula for finding return on investment? You guys type it in a live stream. What's the formula for finding return on investment? You should have notes.
Investment divided by,
Times 100.
the net.
One more time in the room.
NOI divided by investment times 100.
1,000.
Who said 1,000? Where'd you get that from?
It wasn't 1,000?
No.
Too many zeros then.
Too many zeros. Yeah, you good.
Net operating income, net revenue, net profit are all synonymous terms. These are the same term. Net operating income, net revenue, net profit. Your net income or net profit divided by your actual cash invested.
Yes, that's right.
Net income or NOI, net operating income, divided by your actual cash investment times 100 will equal your return on investment percentage. So, let's do our queens first. Our net profit divided by investment. What's our net profit for the queens? 4320. Divided by our cash investment. What's the cash investment for the queens?
42,000
42,000
That's all we gotta do.
times 100 equals
0.010.
say that again. 4320 divided by 42,000 times 100. 4320 4320 divided by 42,000 times 100.
Times 100.
Oh, 10.28.
10.28.
10.28.
We can say 9.
29. 29.
We can say 9.
10.29% cash on cash return on investment. So it means they invested 42,000 in cash and made back a 10% roughly return. 10.29% return for our queens. All right, now for our kings. What was our net profit, net operating income?
16,320.
16,320. Actually, we'll do it over here. So we got 16,320
Divided by 135.
divided by $135,000 down payment of cash.
That's what we pay.
Excuse me, times 100 equals out what percent?
12.08.
Yeah, 12.08.
12.08. So both are fair investments from an ROI perspective. 10 and 12% return. But check out this now. And we'll be done for today. And for everyone on live stream, we do want you all to not just play with numbers on a whiteboard, but we want you to get active in real life and understand how these numbers apply to your real estate business. And we want to, as a company, as a fund, we want to lend more money. Our fund, a Tulsa Real Estate Fund, that many of us are partners in, part of our model is developing real estate like the beautiful Black House, buying back the block, like our 98 units in Macon, Georgia, and funding the block in other cities, Nashville, Cincinnati, and around the country. But part of our model is also transactional funding, funding quick flips, funding wholesale deals, and we make more money as a company the more deals we can do. So we want to empower you guys to be better borrowers for us, and better partners for us, and we want to cash out and fund your deals. And we want to help you find the deals and help you evaluate the deals and negotiate the deals and just be a better real estate entrepreneur and better entrepreneur in general. So we want to invite everyone to join the Cash Buyers Academy right now, leading up to my birthday on October 30th, 10/30, Scorpio season. It is 40% off our annual tuition in the Cash Buyers Academy, or you can join our monthly membership payment plan if you cannot afford our one-time annual tuition, which is very, very affordable. This comes with us helping you find deals, fund deals, and it comes with multiple Zoom and mentorship sessions weekly. This class I did today for free for the public. This class will be a private class. We may do one more for the public here or there, but we're going to be doing this for our students, for those who want to invest in themselves, invest in us, and partner with us. Rylonda paid $97 a month as a single mom salon owner who couldn't even afford it but made away half the time, and has done 71 deals since joining us January 8th, 2014. Right? So, for you all, the tuition is still the same. More information, more proof, more strategy, more. She got a call every other week with me. Cash Buyers Academy is getting 4 calls a week. She got every other week.
They getting a Zoom.
And getting video chat. She got a conference call. And still ran up 71 deals. Ike started the same year, every other week, over 100 deals. You guys are getting over 4 Zooms and video chats and private lessons per week, plus the curriculum, plus funding. I'm not going to beg you all to save yourself. Cash Buyers Academy, 40% off by October 30th for the annual tuition, monthly payment plans available. Yes, Mike?
I wanted you to, if you would care with Rylonda to, there's a lot of queens on all these platforms, and if we want to give some tips for women in real estate, I'm not sure if you touched on that.
Yeah, we gave some general stuff, Queen. If you want to think about anything that you, just as a woman, going through these houses and dealing with these contractors, dealing with people, just different things you may have to posture or do, think about those for a second, and maybe send some words out as we close.
Okay.
So we will do that for our women in real estate for sure. And we want to empower more of our queens to do real estate because y'all are the mothers of the earth. Y'all nurture the family. Our children are going to be taught by you all, and the more educated you become, the better our community becomes. So we want to encourage everybody, cashbuyersacademy.com, go join today and be in tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday's class. Come join today and get part of this private community of over 1,000 students throughout the country who are all doing the same work, learning the same material, and putting it to use and cashing checks. Isaac just sent me a $25,000 screenshot yesterday when they were closing. $29,000, pardon me, fam.
Right. Every dollar counts in real estate.
Every dollar counts, $29,000 closing. And we're doing this in real life. So, all right, so we did our kings and our queens. So, what's also cool about this is we can, again, find how many years we return each investment. But check this out. Our kings invested $135,000 to make back a 12% return. Our queens only had to put up $42,000, only $100,000 and less, to make a 10.9% return. I'd rather put up less and keep my 100 and put it to another deal and make 10.9 than put up an extra 100,000 just to make 12%, to make another percent. This is where the numbers helps an investor make an informed decision. So now you can see what you're financing, like, damn, this bank when we put 30% down, okay, I can still make a good 12% profit, but man, if I found another bank that only put 10% down, I can make still 11% profit damn near, and save $100,000. And put that $100,000 down on another property. And I'm using a better use and stretch of my money and my opportunity cost of my capital. This is why the real estate math makes sense, because with the math, what we call the data, the numbers, you can then make informed decisions. And your investors can make informed decisions. And you can assist your investors or partners in making informed decisions. And it helps you level up your whole business outside of let me just get a check. So we're going to be doing another real estate math class for you all, but our Cash Buyer Academy students will be giving you more of this. We'll be giving you more instruction on our marketing tools and technology and systems, more on negotiations, more on building your team, more on branding, more on closing your deals, more on getting funding for your deals. We fund 100% of your deals, no money down. Starting at 1% interest, no credit check, no employment check, no bank statement check, no experience needed. Don't care about your felonies, your misdemeanors, or your background, or your GED, or not.
Where they do that at?
Where?
Where they do that at?
100% financing for your real estate quick flips, no documentation needed. Again, in cashbuyersacademy.com. So we thank you. I'm going to have Queen Rylonda come up. Queen, if you want to share any words of either tactical tips or inspiration for queens. I know being a woman in Detroit, closing 71 deals, there may be some things that you have been challenged with or that you know women face in real estate. It's a male-dominated industry. Is there anything you want to lend to our queens as we close out? Yeah.
Can you put her Instagram up there?
I sure will.
Asking for it.
Just basically just letting you know, when you get out here and if you want to come over to the investor side, first of all, be confident. Be confident knowing that no matter, you gonna mess up. You know what I'm saying? You mess up, that you gonna mess up. And that's the problem. But you know how you learn. As you grow, you learn. I'm here today. I don't care about 71 deals. It's always a growing. When you get to the point that you feel like that you can't learn, you lost it. You know what I'm saying? So everything is a growth. So I'm telling y'all, even sisters, get out here. But one thing about it, if you want to be out here, you're going to have to get dirty. If y'all ain't seen that video when I took the queens in the homes, you're going to have to get dirty in this game. You know what I'm saying? It looks good now, but when you get out of the streets, you know, you going to get dirty. You're going to get dirty. But I just want to let y'all know, you know, get out here, do, and be the entrepreneur for your family. Leave a legacy for your family. You know what I'm saying? And most of all, be confident in who you are. One thing I never forget, the very first time you came to Detroit, and you had we met at the hotel, and you told everybody, I'm gonna give y'all 10 minutes, and I want y'all to go meet people. And you sat back and you watched, and everybody got in groups. And after it was all said and done, you said, I watched everybody. And you said, but one thing that I seen different than all of y'all is this queen right here. She went to everybody's group. Because I don't care what room I'm in. You gonna know that I'm there. I'm gonna make myself known. I don't care if I don't know what I'm talking about. When he told me, the first thing that he taught us was branding yourself. So I went to people with business cards. Hey, my name's Shannon Diamond Real Estate. Give me a call. I do real estate. And I would walk away like, ooh, I hope they don't call me because I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm telling y'all, that's how I started. And that's how I got my name out there. So I'm telling y'all, be confident. Don't worry about that you can't do it. Don't worry about no crazy questions. Y'all see me sitting here? It's a learning process for us all. Just because I did 71 deals, I don't do it. I'm just telling y'all, I know how to do it, but when you don't use it on a daily basis, because I have a lot of buyers and my buyers is constantly saying, this is all I need. You know what I'm saying? So I give them what they need. So for him to tell me something different today, like, no, hit them with this. That give me a whole different mindset when I go home to hit them with something different. So I'm telling y'all, level up. Level up, queens. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can always reach me. You can always, but like my organization right now is building queens together because we about to take over these homes in our city. We building, trying to make money together to leave a legacy for our family. So I'm telling y'all got this.
I got a question for you,
Go ahead.
Rylonda, from one of our viewers. Where'd it go? Okay, she asked how to manage work and life balance as a mother.
That's a good one.
As a mother, let me tell y'all something. I owned a salon. I was a single mother, and a lot of times when you put your why, it's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to have to be a sacrifice in anything that you do. And I had to sacrifice sleep. I had to sacrifice everything. I would be doing hair late at night, y'all. I get home and it didn't stop. It didn't stop. I'm watching Jay videos once again. We didn't have Zoom room. So I'm watching Jay videos over and over and over again, and I'm jotting down this information over and over and over again so I can have something to bring to him so I can say, that's how you learn. But I'm trying to tell y'all, don't nothing come easy, and I know it's a juggle. I know it's hard. I get people, my students all the time to say, it's hard. Even for my kings, they're like, okay, I go to work, and when I go home, I got my family, I got this, I got that, and I'm like, okay, and then what? And then I got to go to sleep. Okay, so what? Something got to give. So you're going to have to say to yourself, what makes sense? You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I was tired of being behind a chair. And I'm telling y'all, 6 years down the line, I did not just quit. So I'm telling y'all, don't just quit your job. Everything is wisdom. It has taken me 6 years to graduate and gradually get from the chair. I hit the chair once a week now instead of 6 days a week. You know what I'm saying? But it took time. And that's what I'm telling everybody. You have to examine yourself, stay in your own lane. Don't quit looking at the Instagram gurus and all that. Man, run your life the way you run your life. You do you. And I'm telling you, it's going to work if you work it. Like Jay will always say, the blueprint works. We just don't work it. And I found that a lot in my actual class. It was not that the blueprint didn't work. He laid the foundation from beginning to end. The thing is, people just didn't work it. So that's about all I got for y'all.
Some points I want to bring out of that you hit on is Queen's not scared to fail forward. So many of us want to be perfect. That's like that's insecurities, that's self-esteem, that's all those things where you don't want to look bad. You gotta lose that. You gotta be willing to fail forward in order for you to get to that next level. So she never, again, we have calls sometimes where there's no students with questions. There's no way you can watch our curriculum or be in the business and have no questions. It's impossible. to be an entrepreneur. I have questions. It's absolutely impossible. So a lot of times we don't want to speak up, make the most out of it. I think that's an intangible. It's hard to teach people. It's her level of assertiveness, aggression, but her burning desire. She got a burning desire live stream to see her son through college, get from behind the hair salon chair, to be the CEO of her last name. And so that burning desire makes her do things that make her feel uncomfortable. And it's crazy how she remembers the Detroit networking event in 2014, 2015, where everybody get clicked up with who they're comfortable with. She went and got uncomfortable with every click. We say network, everybody click up with their groups. She go to every group and make sure she's known. Planting seeds. Even before she had all the knowledge. Because at the end of the day, if somebody asks you a question you don't know, the worst you can say is, well, I'm not familiar with that, but I'm in mentorship right now, but I'd love to still build with you. What'd you lose? So we got to get past a lot of the, and again, you said it, Instagram and social media make us think that everybody got to be perfect, everybody got to be a guru, everybody got to close 1 million deals. You don't. If you close one $15,000 a year deal for your family, it's better than what you did last year. You did 1 deal a year.
Y'all, I mess up a lot. You know, I don't try to be perfect. I just, every day I get up and try to strive past and be better than I was yesterday. So I tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? Stop looking at everybody. Focus on you. You focus on yourself. You focus on, you write the vision down and make it plain. You know, Jay used to call me all the time, be like, what you doing now, Queen? Where's your book? I'm like, look here, I got a lot on my plate. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't understand, but God gave me a vision. And I had to walk my walk how I can walk it. So I couldn't run like my brother Isaac. You know what I'm saying? I had the son over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all now, I'm building my credit now because I had to do certain difference I had to make it happen for home. So I had to take my tools and fuse and do what I needed to do. So I want to tell y'all, hey look, anybody know me, they be like, oh, she'll tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. But I help a lot of people because a lot of people out here, they see the big picture and they be like, well, I can't be used. No, you can be used. You can be used right where you at. All you do is got to get up and make it to yourself and say, I'm going to do better. I'm about to do this. I'm about to make it happen today. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do and take one day at a time. That's all I do is take one day at a time and I fall forward.
So we appreciate you. Thank you, Queen Rylonda. Queen flew all the way in from Detroit to spend time with us and even share those words. Again, just an example of what we want to bring here in our tutelage. Thanks, King Gene, King Ike, Queen Alana, Queen Laini, and our staff and team, Queen Morgan, Queen Jazz behind the scenes, everyone who King Clinton all poured into us setting it up. We just want to offer value in the community, but we seeing real people. So for me, it's different seeing somebody in 2018, 2019, 2020 who's been successful. These are students that's been with me since 2014. Think about what you were doing in 2014. And the people that you were following, what they were doing in 2014. My students were just getting started and getting busy. And so it's an opportunity now. Think 6 years from now in 2026 live stream. Isaac started in 2014. Rylonda started in 2014. Will Roundtree started with us in 2014. No matter what they're doing today, that seed was planted 6 years ago. Your seed is being planted now, King.
Yeah.
Forget what you don't know now. You messing up on math now.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be, King Jimmy, in 2026? What's your testimony and your story in 2026? If you can fail forward. If you can invest and find your way to get into our mentorship and our program and dial in and be on every call that you could be on. Despite your son, your daughter, your divorce, your bankruptcy, your whatever. Everybody try to be somebody for other people. And I've learned that even in my... People got their own image of who Jay Morrison should be and how I should be. Y'all not my God. Because of who you think I should be or how I should move, who you think my credit score should be, who you think my income should be, who you think my car should be. I'm not living for y'all. And so many of us get tired of living who we think that Instagram or somebody else think we should be. I love you being transparent. You just now fixing your credit. Guess what? That was your journey. There's nothing wrong with that. You build your foundation. You are a CEO of your last name. I'm not the CEO of the McClintons. No one else is CEO of the Morrisons but me. Therefore, they get no seat at the boardroom table to say how we should move. When we should foreclose, when we should sell, when we should buy, when we should invest, when we should chill. That's on me and my wife to make those decisions. So you guys control your destiny, control your last name. But you can't be in the driver's seat effectively as a visionary leader of your family if you don't have the information. If you can't find an ROI, you can't negotiate a deal. You can't come get funding for a deal. So we thank everybody for being attentive today, participating today. Y'all brought great energy. Did everybody get value today? Was there value given?
Yes, sir.
Did y'all learn something?
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to say to my brother Isaac, I'm telling y'all, I don't get nothing out of this, y'all. I'm just trying to tell y'all. But I want to really, really say that I have watched not only my mentor, but the Cash Buyer Academy family, y'all. It's a family like no other. It's a family I'll never forget when Jay told us, I want to create a family. I want people from all around the world to be family. Now, JMA, we lost it somewhere down the line. You know,
it was tight.
You know, our family was tight, but this Cash Buyer Academy family, every morning, they waking up, they getting it. Not only they getting it, they are actually waking up, giving motivation. They actually waking up, praying. They actually waking up. They on this Instagram, on this Telegram, y'all. It's unbelievable. It's an actual family for real that you don't get this nowhere. And I'm telling you because I've been in the other family. I mean, it's one big family. Don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you, this new family that it came out, it's something totally different and you don't get it. And my man, the energy that my brother come every morning, I tell people all the time, I don't have that much time. I got too much going on in my life. I can't give you, but when I say he 100% in this, he 100% in this all day long. He is giving y'all tools. He's giving y'all, not only just tools, but he's giving you his energy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful, I'm grateful, but you know, so like I said, this ain't no plug or nothing like that, but I got to give shouts out to him because, man, I watch him and I watch him daily. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that's in the Cash Buyer Academy of family, they can tell you, I'm telling you, I'm on the outside. And I just tap in the morning like, good morning, y'all, I'm out. But to watch him every morning and he give not 70%, 80%, but he give 100% of all of him to our family, y'all. So I'm just saying, I even tap in. I'm like, what y'all doing in Zoom? Because he giving it to them. And most people won't give you everything. You know, he give you all the tools to be successful. And man, put you in the hot seat. Just, man, it's awesome. If you on the outside, you don't know what you're missing. And once again, ain't no plug to me. But I'm telling y'all this because I watch you and you do it from your heart, for real. You know what I'm saying? You love what you do, you love your people, and that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And I watch this family, you know, we gathered from our mentor who we wouldn't be here today if he didn't pour into us. None of us is perfect. We ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? But we would not be here today to even try to pour into somebody else if he didn't take the time out to pour into us and tell us, now go back and pour it into somebody else. So I'm just thankful and grateful for y'all too. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Say here, Queen Ray, real quick. But now this is the energy that we want to create. Like this is building in real life. 2 alumni from an online school 6 years later now doing their own mentorship and their own pouring in. And then circling back, pouring into each other. Like this is what we want. We want y'all to be a part of this community. And I give selfishly. Rylonda gives selfishly. Me, you see, we pouring in, trying to give us all the games. We want to invite everybody, join the Cash Bar Academy family. Cash Bar Academy is like Young Money to Cash Money. It's like the same record label, but a new face. So Cash Bar Academy is powered by the Jay Morrison Academy. It's a new, fresh look, a new curriculum that King Isaac is leading. Leaders create leaders. Kings create kings and queens. And so you're doing an amazing job. I keep telling you that. God is doing an amazing job through us.
Yes.
None of us are actually doing a job. Keep it real with you.
Come on now.
The Most High is doing an amazing job through us to pour back into our people. So we're going to wrap. We started with prayer. We're going to close with prayer. That's how we're doing it now, JMA, in Cash Bars Academy. We're going to start adding that layer to it because the tax that we go under, it ain't people. We're not battling against people, flesh and blood. We battling against the principalities and iniquities and dark forces because of all the light that we bring in the world. We know that. And so everybody want to bow or however you pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this financial fellowship. We thank you for allowing greatness to be in the room. We thank you for letting our light shine to the people. We thank you for the lives that will be renewed, be changed, and invigorated by the lessons they got today. We thank you for the real ROIs that will be brought back to their lives. We thank you for the financial profitability and just the increase in abundance that we know that if we serve your purpose, there's nothing that you will not give us. And we know that by giving, we will receive. We know the universal law that exists, that karma exists. Positive karma exists. So we know that the more that we give, the more we will receive. We just thank you for every soul and every spirit in the room. Thank you for all those on live stream who have watched, who could bring back this game to their families. And we thank you for enabling us and bringing all of us through our own journeys through the streets, beating our own traps, our own health journeys, our own family journeys. You have called us here for a purpose, and we thank you for that purpose. We thank you for an amazing class today and using us to be a vehicle and vessel, not just to bridge the wealth gap, but to bridge the spiritual gap and bring our people closer to you. We thank you for this amazing fellowship. In your name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you all for attending. Thank you, live stream. Again, join this group, this family. We meet in person, we meet online, we meet in Zooms, we fund your deals.